This is Modern Persian Food,
a culinary podcast for today's food enthusiast.
We talk about classic Persian flavors,
modern recipes,
and embracing culture and identity through food.
I'm Bita.
And I'm also Bita.
Welcome to our show.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Modern Persian Food podcast. This is episode number 132. We have a fun episode planned for you guys today. We're diving into Persian culture and shedding light on old customs and traditions around Persian superstitions. We have a special guest, Maman Jaleh, who we will refer to as MJ June. She is actually Bita Arabian's mother-in-law, her husband's mom. And you may remember her from our gul episode number 26, where we talked about flowers and gul in Persian cuisine and culture. Hi, Maman Jaleh June. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And as always, I have my co-host Bita here. Hi, Bita June.
Hi, I'm really excited to talk about this topic. I think it's fun stories. We want to preserve these stories. And I'm sitting right in person with Maman Jaleh June. So we're happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Great. So let's go ahead and get started. I think that when it comes to Persian superstitions, of course, it kind of varies from family to family and how much they actually believe in Persian superstitions. But I think that one common thing that is in a lot of households is esphand or esfand, depending on how you pronounce it, which is wild rue and burning of the wild rue. We see this in special occasions, at weddings, or sometimes even as purification of the air. But Maman Jaleh, can you kind of tell us a little bit more about esfand and occasions when we can burn it and actually how to burn it?
Burning esfand is a very common tradition in Iranian culture. It goes way back, and I think it has started for purification in the houses, as it has some very nice healing effect and cleansing effect. However, as it moved to ward off the evil eye, that origin, I don't know when it started. But for any occasions that we are trying to ward the evil eye, which is pretty common in Middle Eastern culture, esfand is used extensively. The way that we burn it is, we always had, when I was growing up, we had like coal that we would make it into, make it hot and burning and pour the esfand over it. It would make a sound, like a crackling sound, and the smoke that would produce, we would turn it in the house, around the house, in a container that would carry the smell and the thinking of that you're warding off the evil from every room. So it's been used extensively. However, in the modern times, they have made the container to be used in the gas stove, much more friendly than using the hot coal. The reason for using the esfand is basically psychological. You think that, if when a guest is coming to your home.
Yeah, it's, of all of the things I've kind of come to witness, this is the one that's most endearing to me and that I actually still do at home. But I have these great memories of our energetic kids bouncing around Maman Jaleh and Papa Gus's house, and Maman Jaleh chasing them around with the esphand and putting the smoke all around, and kind of, it's sort of like, like being thankful for our good fortune and just kind of being weary of any sort of envy or maybe misguided intentions that may have come your way.
And it smells so beautiful. I love the smell of it.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just a nostalgic smell, but I really enjoy the smell. And isn't there a saying, you have some of the rue like in your hand or in a container and then circling it over people's heads? Isn't there a saying that they say?
Yeah. Like, you just praise the kid. So if it's an evil eye, it should go away because I'm burning the sage, and the sage is like going to take care of you. So psychologically, everybody's putting their mind at ease.
Right.
That is a few of these seeds is going to protect you for life of the evil eye of.
Do you know it in Farsi?
So I don't know it completely. Doesn't it start with like esphand, esphand, esfandune, esphand, esphand, sadasidune, or something like that?
Don't remember it, as much, but it's like esfando, esfandune, esfansio sedune.
Chishme nazare napak betanake or something.
Maybe we can have our listeners message us. So,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I think that maybe varies a little bit from family to family, exactly what it is that they say. But the containers, I've seen two different ways of burning esfand aside from pouring it on like hot coals.
Yeah.
I've seen this kind of like you know what it looks like? It looks like a can of like tuna.
Yes.
The shape of it. And it opens up on the top and it has a handle. It has like a long handle that you can hold over like like a gas stove or some sort of flame, or like, just placing on the stove itself. You let the container get hot, and then once it's hot, then you pour the esphand inside of it and cover it up. And then it has little holes in the lid, which smoke then kind of comes out with, and it protects it in case any of it like snaps or pops, that it doesn't like pop out.
Yeah, I like the smell too. And noteworthy is that, you don't want to have it burning too long, but it will set off your smoke detectors. I've done that in my house.
Exactly.
So it sort of is like the wild rue is like dried.
Yeah, dried seeds.
Or, yeah.
It's the seeds. Yeah.
Almost like sesame. So, in that category, but black and kind of very dry in nature. That's why it pops. Mm-hmm. And you need the cover.
Right. Yes.
Otherwise it goes all over.
Yeah, it's like a pop, sizzle, and crack. And then the smell that you may have grown up with. It's fun.
It really does have a wonderful smell.
If you can't find or get a hold of wild rue esfand or esband, our florist expert here has an alternative, a modern alternative. You actually grow something.
Yes, I think it's pretty common, but sage plant is, you get it in common nurseries. They also, when you dry the leaf, you can burn it over the stove, and it has a very distinct smell. Not as good as esfand, because esfand is just like somehow you identify with it more, because I have grown up with esfand. But the alternative is dried sage leaves, and you can burn it the same way. But again, it has to be in a protected container.
Right.
So the way that Maman Jaleh does it, grow in your garden.
Yes.
She grows it in her garden, dries it, I assume, and then bundles it in a very pretty way, like in a bunch, almost looks like broccoli or something, or bunch of spinach all bundled up. And then gifts it, and it's ready to go, a bundle of sage. And so
that sounds beautiful.
I don't actually have the esfand burning receptacle anymore. It has been lost through the years. So when I need to burn it, I will just carefully like burn one little edge of a leaf, which is maybe not ideal or super
put
safe.
A container under it so it doesn't fall.
Right. Yes.
Like get a plate or something under it.
And I think people also refer to that as like smudging when you burn sage throughout your home.
Yes.
There is another instrument that I have. Actually, this when I want to burn esfand at my house it's like a little wand, and it has a little wooden handle on one side, and it's a metal like wand, and on the other end is like a little spiral. So you hold that on top of like a flame and get that red hot, and then I put that in my glass jar of esfand and I stick it in there. The esfand attaches itself to the hot metal of the little wand thing, and then I can take it out, and then it's like smokes off of the wand. So I have a little video of it. I'll post it on our Instagram feeds so that people can get an idea of what I'm talking about.
Sounds good. I have a video burning the bundle of sage as well, so we'll share our videos.
Yeah, it's all interesting.
Yeah, exactly. And this is like, as you mentioned, Maman Jaleh, it's really just kind of putting peace of mind and also putting your mind at ease that, that you're kind of like protected, and whoever smells that, I think, gets that protection of just kind of keeping negative thoughts and intentions out of their lives.
Yeah, I think psychologically, we all are always looking for explanation into things that is unexplained, like in the nature and so forth. So that's our way of protecting ourselves. There is no scientific reason behind it, but it's, I think, 99% psychological, and it works. So mind over matter.
Right. Yeah.
That's all there is to
There's
it.
nothing wrong with feeling cleansed and spreading positivity.
Yeah.
Thank you to our sponsor, Sadaf Foods, providing high-quality Mediterranean flavors for over 40 years. Try Sadaf Esfand for warding off the evil eye, cleansing your space, and purifying your home. Use code MODERN15 to get 15% off your purchase. Shop now to get your favorite Middle Eastern products delivered straight to your door at sadaf.com. That's SADAF.com.
What was it about the eggs behind the car tires?
Oh, it's just like you try to ward off, because luxury items like cars and houses and even new clothing and giving parties and so forth, culturally, you think that people are very jealous of you. So when you buy a new car, you put 4 eggs behind each tires. Then you start the car, and of course the eggs break. So this way you think that, okay, anybody that is putting an evil eye on my car, because I have broken the egg, it's protected. It's just taking the traditions or superstitions to the next level.
I'm starting to understand. I'm starting to understand why we have so many omelets at your house. Papa Gus likes to make a custom omelet. This is all coming together.
So I don't know if this is just more cultural or if it's superstition, but like when someone's going away, like on a trip, or a visitor is like leaving, you have like a mirror and a like cup of water that you kind of like throw after them, really, like after they leave, you kind of throw water. Is that like cultural? Is that superstition?
It's not superstition. It's mostly probably cultural. And it kind of mixed with a little bit of tradition as well. So these are all practiced in the old times.
Yeah.
I don't know if they, in new modern Iran, they do this sort of thing, but it's a nice custom. When somebody's traveling, what I do is I have a bowl of flour and a bowl of water in a tray.
Like flour, like
Flour for cooking.
like cooking flour. Uh-huh.
So when the person is leaving, when she's leaving or he's leaving, she puts her hand in the flour. So makes an impression with, a couple of fingers. And so when she's leaving, we pour the water behind her. And we just give them blessing to come back as, like a purification. And then after 3 days, which is traditionally when they were traveling with caravans and so forth, and we assume that they have reached their destination, we make the soup, ash reshte, for the passenger, traveler. And then we pour that flour in that ash or soup. And we just serve it and give it to the neighbors and the, needy people. So I think it's a nice tradition. It's remembering your traveler and sending good thoughts and thinking about them when you are having a feast.
Oh, lovely. Lovely. I love this. This is so fun. This is really kind of, a really interesting topic. I know that people have like asked about that, especially like when it comes to like the evil eye. I have a friend who refers to the evil eye as the Persian good luck charm. And I know that maybe like the root of the evil eye kind of emblem with the turquoise eye may not necessarily be Persian in origination. I believe that you guys were mentioning that it might be from Turkey.
I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. But of course, we were among the countries that the Silk Road was passing through. So, all this tradition travels from one country to the other. So as of the origin, maybe some of your listeners can give us a little bit more insight.
Yeah.
I traveled to Turkey, And it's extensively used. That evil eye is extensively used in every household and everything that you see there. There is an evil eye on jewelry or
Yeah. Home decor. It's everywhere.
home decor, correct.
Yeah. In the cars.
Above every entrance and
Oh,
restaurant.
yes.
Yes. And that's to, again, ward off evil, bring in positivity, and it's all good stuff. Well, I think I need to go and burn some esfand. It's about that time.
It's about that time. Well, Maman Jaleh, thank you so much for joining us on the show. Always fun to have you as a guest and hear your perspective.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Bita Jun, until next time.
I'll see you soon.
Okay. Bye-bye. Thank you. You've been listening to the Modern Persian Food Podcast with Bita and Bita. Thanks for spending time with us. If you've enjoyed what you heard today, consider telling a friend or giving us a good rating. You can subscribe to our show for free on your favorite podcasting app or find us online at modernpersianfood.com or on Instagram for the recipes and information we talked about today. We'd love to hear your thoughts and see you next time.